It's the weekend now. We usually do reruns to save me a little bit of time and energy. So we're going to enjoy an episode from a previous year today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for September 22nd. September 22nd is the 265th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 266th in leap years, with 100 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is apricity. Apricity is not listed as an entry in Merriam-Webster, although it is included in an article in Merriam-Webster about rare wintry words. Apricity is a noun that means the warmness of the sun in winter. Immediately, I'm taken to a memory of being in a place where snow covers the ground. The thermometer says it's below freezing, but it's calm, no wind, and the sun is shining. The snow sparkles in the sun, and it feels warmer than the thermometer's stated 28 degrees. That's 28 Fahrenheit, which would be more like -2 Celsius for my metric friends. A nearly magical situation, sparkling snow on the ground and in the trees, and it feels warm enough to take my jacket off. That's the magic of apricity, the warmth of the sun in winter. The word apricity is apparently considered to be obsolete, and that's a shame, a pretty word like that with a lovely meaning. The word apricity comes to us from a Latin word that means warmed by the sun. First known use of the word apricity is in 1623. Apricity. Apricity was recommended by one of my viewers. Thank you so much. That's a great word. If you have a word you'd like to suggest for Word of the Day section, pop it in the comments. We'll take a look at it. And with that, the last hanging of those convicted of witchcraft in the Salem witch trials took place on September 22nd, 1692. There were others who had been convicted that would eventually be released. Nathan Hale was an American patriot and spy for the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. He'd been captured by the British, though, and in those days, spies were hanged as illegal combatants. While there's no official record of his last words, he is reported by a witness to have said, "I only regret that I have but one life to lose for my country." He was hanged for spying on September 22nd, 1776. Now, we've mentioned Michael Faraday fairly recently, as I recall. He was an English physicist and chemist known for dozens of theories and physics laws, particularly regarding electricity, electromagnetism, and the Faraday cage. Faraday cage blocks electromagnetic fields and is used to protect devices from damage that could cause electrostatic discharges. Pretty handy these days. Michael Faraday was born on September 22nd, 1781, and lived to the age of 75. The Emancipation Proclamation was released by Abraham Lincoln on September 22nd, 1862. This was the presidential proclamation and executive order that declared that, effective as of January 1st, 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state would thenceforward and forever be free, and the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authority thereof, would recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons, and would do no act or acts to repress such persons in any efforts they might make for their actual freedom. This changed the legal status of more than 3.5 million African American slaves in the secessionist Confederate States from enslaved to free as of January 1st, 1863. Today's song is Missing You by John Waite. Written by John Waite, Mark Leonard, and Charles Sanford, the song was originally released in the summer of 1984. Hit number 1 on September 22nd, 1984. Later on, he re-recorded it with Alison Krauss, a version that appears on her album, 100 Miles or More, a collection, released in 2007. The song has been covered by several other artists as well, including Tina Turner and Brooks and Dunn. Missing You by John Waite. Link in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.